I know in my heart that man is good, that what is right will always triumph, and that there's a purpose and worth to each and every life. That's Ronald Reagan. These are the sources that helped me with my speech. Reagan quote from brainyquote.com, the University of Virginia Miller Center, the Illinois map from citydata.com, the Reagan family picture from Reagan.com, Newt Rodney poster from ReaganRecord.com, and a family picture from sfgate.com, and an encyclopedia of world biography from notablebiographies.com, a picture from pbs.org, American history from americanhistory.about.com, and Reagan interview from pbs.org. I'm Brittany Baker, and I'm going to talk about Ronald Reagan's life before presidency, his beginning in politics, and his accomplishments as president. Ronald Reagan's charismatic personality was formed by both his interaction with his parents and his well-roundedness as a child. This is Ronald Reagan's family. His father was an alcoholic, and his mother was a charming, sweet woman. And he was born in Tampico, Illinois, which is right at the very top left of Illinois, and on February 6, 1911. In his early college years and early career, he took part in many activities. He's part of many clubs, and he ran many organizations, and he had a bunch of different jobs to pay for his school and to help his family because it was during the Great Depression. And he got a job in radio right after college, and that led him to his acting career. In his acting career, he took part in many films, and one of the most memorable is Newt Rodney All-American, where he played a football player, and there's a picture of the movie poster in 1940. And from making films, he acquired many useful skills that he could use in politics later. And then he had a family of his own. He married Jane Wyman in 1940, but then divorced her after they had 2 kids, Maureen and Michael, which are the 2 in the middle. And then he married Nancy Davis, who's next to him in the picture, and they had 2 kids, Patricia and Ronald. In his television career, after he made all the movies, he decided that he would pursue television. And it started in 1954, and he was on all kinds of different shows, but on a weekly basis, which kept him in the public spotlight and kept people interested in him. Reagan's diverse array of jobs and hobbies eventually led him to pursue a career in politics. He first declared himself as a Republican in 1962, and he started taking part in many different activities for the party and everything, and then the public started to notice how great of a speaker and how great of a person he seemed to be, and they eventually nominated him as governor. And then he first ran for governor in 1966, and he was elected, and this is when he was elected in 1966. And then he did so well in his first term, and everybody loved him so much that he was reelected again in 1970. And it made him, as a governor, it made him a very big potential president. With the confidence he gained as California's governor, Reagan had his sights set on American presidency. The first time he attempted presidency, he was nominated, but he wasn't elected. But it didn't stop him, and he became president in the next election in 1980. And he was one of the most publicly popular presidents in history. And he was given the nickname the Great Communicator because he was a great speaker, and he had a lot of skills that he learned mostly through filmmaking and through the personality he had already formed. And one of his greatest legacies was that he could speak and inspire the American people. I found an interview it was done in August of 1989, and it kind of shows his personality. And the interviewer asked, "How important do you think the debates were to your victory?" And he says, "Well, I have no way of knowing how much they might have contributed. I think that if you judge them at all, they must have to contribute for something." And this this quote from his interview shows that he was modest and charismatic, and he formed that all from his speaking abilities. And as president, he played a meaningful role in the fall of the Soviet Union, and he formed alliances with the USSR when they all split. And he also ended up increasing the country's debt, but he only did that so that he could increase employment and decrease inflation. Ronald Reagan's presidency was just one of the many ways that he inspired an entire country. I hope this speech has given you a true insight into Reagan's life before presidency, his beginnings in politics, and his accomplishments as president. As you can see, Reagan was an inspirational man and politician, and his legacy still lives on today. Thank you.